Shine Like a Diamond has been designed as a source of inspiration for women. May you be blessed as you listen to the metaphor of how we as women can shine like a diamond. In setting the scene for part 5 of this series, let's think about the following idea. Life is rough. Be a diamond in the midst of it. Previously, we learned about the 4 concepts of what it takes to be a diamond. Number 1 was recognize the pressure. Number 2, bonding. 3 was lean in and continue transforming. And number 4 was reveal your strength, radiance, value and beauty. In part 1 we spoke about the high pressure and high temperature far beneath the Earth's surface that is ideal for carbon to form into a diamond. Anything slightly less than these ideal conditions will result in the formation of graphite, which is a soft black mineral, instead of the extremely hard, clear crystal that we call diamonds. Let's reflect for a moment on these high temperature conditions and how it relates to us being in the fire, as we call it, when we go through really rough times. 1 Peter 1 verse 7 describes the outcome of going through trials. These trials are only to test your faith, to show that it is strong and pure. It is being tested as fire tests and purifies gold, and your faith is far more precious to God than mere gold. I know that this can be really painful. I've been at points in my life when I say, God, I really can't go on anymore. I've had enough. I'm done with learning and growing for quite some time, thanks. Sometimes I've gotten out of the fire, and sometimes needed to stay in a bit longer to be refined just a little more. Think about this. It's your choice to allow adversity to let your light shine brighter or not. No one who has ever been successful in life didn't become successful without going through some form of adversity. Let me share some examples. Michael Jordan once said, I failed over and over in my life, and that is why I succeed. Did you know that a coach told him that he wasn't good enough to play basketball? And today is considered one of the greatest basketball players to ever have lived. Colonel Sanders of Kentucky Fried Chicken had a hard time selling his chicken at first. His famous secret chicken recipe was rejected 1,009 times before a restaurant accepted it. Talk about persistence. Sidney Poitier was told after his first audition by the casting director, why don't you stop wasting people's time and go out and become a dishwasher or something? Poitier vowed to show him that he could make it, going on to win an Oscar and becoming one of the most well-regarded actors. These are just some examples of going through the fire and having the tenacity and resilience to keep on going and to come out better and not bitter, stronger and not defeated, powerful and not pitiful. Choose to not live life wounded. If you feel hurt, start by giving it to God. Then do the inner work that we spoke about in part 4, which was about getting the help you need and taking a multi-pronged approach. I went to therapy after my divorce. I was blessed to journey with an amazing therapist. I remember sitting down in my first session and saying to her, how long will this take? I'm sure it will be done in 10 sessions. Well, I saw my therapist for a couple of years. The insight gained was phenomenal. There was so much that I didn't know that I didn't know. I learned how to see things differently. I gained new perspectives. I also sought input from various wise sources, both spiritual and psychological, such as pastors, books, conferences and CDs. I remember the very day my darling mom spent a week visiting me in the midst of my emotional turmoil, heartache and devastation. She handed me my first Joyce Meyer series called Burnt But Not Bitter. I was glued to the CD player. I could not get enough of that kind of encouragement and wise input. I have listened to hundreds of hours of Joyce Meyer's teaching since then. I was privileged to even see her live at a conference in Sydney when my cousin blessed me with tickets and made it possible that I could attend. Furthermore, read books. There are many authors out there who have such wisdom. Learn and process as much as you can. Then journal if that works for you. Write down your thoughts, insights and vision for the way forward. I used to spend hours journaling and writing letters to God while sitting in my car at the beach or on a deck of a beautiful restaurant at the sea drinking pots of vanilla tea. Don't waste your days being distressed, anxious, fearful, bitter, resentful, or unforgiving. Now let's look at how the word diamond can be an acronym from a spiritual perspective. D is for delight in the Lord. In Psalm 37 verse 4 it says, "Delight in the Lord and He will give you the desires of your heart." I is for influence others. You as a woman of God have a choice to influence others for good, to lead them astray, or to abscond responsibility and do nothing. Choose wisely. Women are such a powerful gift to mankind. A is for abide in Him. In John 15 verse 5 it says, "I am the vine, you are the branches. If you remain in me and I in you, you will bear much fruit. Apart from me, you can do nothing." M is for minister to others. In Romans 12 verse 13 it says, "Share with the Lord's people who are in need. Practice hospitality." O is for obey Him. Mary obeyed God and she had unfailing trust in His plans despite the impossibilities of the plan. This also teaches us to lean on our Father in Luke 1 verse 38. N is for never give up. In Isaiah 41 verse 10 it says, "Don't be afraid, for I am with you. Don't be discouraged, for I am your God. I will strengthen you and help you. I will hold you up with my victorious right hand." And D is for depend on God. In Philippians 4 verse 13 it says, "I can do all things through Christ who strengthens me." Now let's look at the word diamond as an acronym from a psychological perspective. D is for deepen your self-awareness. Remember to think. THINK. T is for truthful. H is for helpful. I is for inspirational. N is for necessary, and K is for kind. So before speaking or saying something, you can think, is what I'm saying truthful, helpful, inspirational, necessary, and kind? These elements also link to emotional intelligence and the aspects of emotional self-awareness, which is knowing what you're feeling and why, impulse control, being able to delay saying or doing something for the greater good of yourself and others, and empathy, being able to understand where the other person is coming from, even though you may disagree. It's just understanding them in the space that they're in. A deep understanding of yourself allows you to act in ways that are not only meaningful to you, but also inspiring to others. This is essential for allowing your light to shine. I is for inspire. Aspire to inspire before you expire. A is for attention. Listen with full attention. Let go of your assumptions and biases. This in turn creates connection. I once heard a beautiful story of a little boy who was trying to talk to his dad. His dad was very busy on his laptop. You know how it goes, just one more email becomes just 10 more emails. This little boy kept saying, "Dad, please listen to me." And his dad would say, "Yes, I'm listening," while continuing to look at his laptop and not look up at his son. His son finally asked again, "Dad, please listen with your face." The little boy needed to connect with his dad and have his full attention. His dad needed to be fully present to his son. M is for mindfulness. Mindfulness is the capacity to be fully aware of all that one experiences inside the self, body, mind, heart and spirit, and to pay full attention to what is happening around us, in people, the natural world and our surroundings and events. Mindfulness is moment-to-moment awareness and creating mental space. People who live mindfully catch problems before they become serious because they pay attention to their inner voice. It takes effort to become mindful. You need to be comfortable with yourself as well as learn with and from others. O is for an open heart and mind. Inner voices often create filters and block you from your potential and seeing the potential in others. See life experiences as opportunities to grow, learn and advance. From struggle comes strength. Even pain can be a wonderful teacher. How can we truly know love if we've never experienced the absence of it? How can we truly know joy if we've never experienced despair? N is for never let the weeds take over. Robin Sharma talks about how the mind is like a fertile garden, and for it to flourish you must nurture it daily. Never let the weeds of impure thoughts and action take over the garden of your mind. D is for determined. Thomas Lasorda was an athlete who was born in 1927. He said, "The difference between the impossible and the possible lies in a person's determination." So when you're in the fire, keep pushing through and trust that you will shine like a diamond.